Welcome to The Builder Seat, a Roblin Contracting Incorporated podcast, shining a light on the people of Roblin, our partners, our exceptional projects, our culture, and core values we uphold every day. On this week's episode, our very own Hitesh Dewan interviews Roblin's Director of Safety and Risk Management, Lisa Orgera. Enjoy the show.
All right, Lisa, well, welcome to The Builder Seat. This is Roblin's first podcast, and we're getting ready to really launch a Get to Know You series where we get to know all of the department heads within the company, many of our people who have amazing stories to share, and really express the culture about why we do what we do and what makes Roblin special. I'd love to get to know you, and I've already learned some things about you, Lisa. We're coming off of one season, headed to another, so the snow's melting, the sun's out. Tell me, what is the season bringing for you?
Well, like you said, the snow is melting, and that's unfortunate because I absolutely love being in the outdoors and skiing, but I'm excited for summer to be on its way and looking forward to spending a lot of time outdoors on the bicycle, road biking, as well as mountain biking, and perhaps even jumping on the paddleboard a little bit with family and dogs.
Yeah, right on. So if you're going to be looking into paddling, what lakes or rivers are you headed to out in this area?
I'll spend some time up in Tahoe and probably get out to Natoma and maybe even head down the American River a few times.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I've never tried that. I think it's time we get a Roblin paddling team set up too. Maybe that's something we need to look forward to.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Now, I have to bring this up. You've done a couple of death rides, and I'm saying a couple, but it's more than that.
Yes, I've done 6 death rides, and I won't be doing it this year, but I'll be getting back into it next summer. It's extremely challenging. When you complete it, can't express the feeling that you feel when it's all done.
Yeah.
It's quite a self-achievement.
Yeah, that is quite an achievement. And for our viewers at home and our listeners out there, a death ride is in Death Valley, right?
The death ride actually starts in Markleyville, and it's 115 miles, roughly, with 15,000 feet of climbing. You go up and over 5 mountain passes, and it's pretty grueling, but again, it's quite an achievement when you're done.
Wow, that is a serious adventure. And that's actually a little more than a century, which you've also done century rides.
Yes, I have. I grew up in Marin County, was an avid BMX rider, and I competed BMX as a younger child, and so bikes have always been a passion of mine.
That's amazing. Wow. Well, we're going to be talking a lot more about that for sure.
Cool.
I know that there's more that we wanted to get to, and a big part about it is your professional experience and what you're now enjoying to bring to Roblin and Roblin culture.
You know, I've been at Roblin just a short time now, 4 months, but the culture here, I just can't say enough good things about it. Our team is really bought in, and, what's important to Roblin is family, and we stand by your family needing you, and we believe in support families, and families feel good knowing that their loved ones work for a family that cares about their safety. And so culture is a big part of what we do here, and we have a lot of plans for Safety Week, but the main focus is going to be more education and preventing falls throughout the industry. Mm-hmm. Not just for Roblin, but for anybody out there that can learn from it.
Yeah, no, that's really important, and I think you and I have spoken about this. That safety starts at home too, and I think it's an important thing. I myself have taught my young one, 3 points of contact when you're on a ladder, and it's amazing to see how quickly kids will emulate whatever you do. Whatever we're teaching here at work, we're taking home. And we're expressing to our families whether we know it or not. And if I go running up that ladder with just one thing in one hand and I'm holding the ladder on the other hand, because, I never do that, of course, 3 points of contact. But my son will do that immediately, and I think that's huge. We have to express our culture at home.
The saying, actions are worth 1,000 words, right? If we get in our vehicles and children are in there and we're texting or we're not wearing our seatbelt, they're going to want to mimic that. They look up to us and they learn from us, so it's important that we lead by example. And something else that I really put a lot of time and energy into and enjoy doing is just mentoring and working with people and teaching people. And so we have a great program here at Roblin where we really are diving into leadership and how to be good leaders and how to teach those on our teams how to be leaders. So that's another great thing that's going on at Roblin right now.
Yeah, no, that is very important. I've found even in my years here that when you know you have executive support, you feel empowered yourself, because you can make change because you'll be backed by the rest of the company to do so. So Lisa, it's Safety Week now, and we are looking forward to spreading the message about safety culture at Roblin and safety culture in the industry, because we care about this whole industry in its entirety. But here at Roblin, we have a special way of doing things. And so Safety Week is going to be just packed with great information about things that we should be doing, how we can keep ourselves and our teammates safe, our trade partners on site. You mentioned there's going to be some focused programs we're going to go through.
Yes, we are into Safety Week, and this year it runs May 2nd through May 6th. But let's ask ourselves really, what is Safety Week and why was Safety Week created? And the reason it was created is it's a time to focus on fall prevention. Unfortunately, falls continue to happen throughout our industry, and it remains to be one of the leading causes of injuries and fatalities that we're dealing with. And so Safety Week was created. It's a national safety stand down, and it's a time to really sit back and reflect on safety and review training and prevent falls throughout the industry, not only for Roblin, but for all of our, brothers and sisters out there in the construction industry. And so what we're going to do here is we've created several safety topics, which will be read and shared on our projects every morning. Of course, they all pertain to preventing falls as well as other safety subject matter. But we're going to gather up in groups and we're going to review this training, and we're going to have some discussions about what to do and what not to do so that we can all go home at night.
Yeah.
We're also going to be recognizing all of our employees for their involvement in our program. And, we've put together some nice recognition gifts for them, because our people in the field are the people that actually build the culture, promote the culture, and make sure that all the people that we work with, our trade partners as well, or our brothers and sisters, are going home at night safe, in the same condition that they showed up, if not better. So, we just want to make sure that we don't lose sight of what Safety Week is. Again, it's really just a time to reflect, review, train, and continue to build culture. I think the important thing here to recognize is that it doesn't stop during Safety Week. We need to keep this alive, and these conversations need to continue to happen on a daily basis. Right. And so at Roblin, we do have a daily safety meeting. We meet in the morning with our crews. We talk about what tasks we're going to be performing, what hazards are involved, and how to mitigate those hazards. So, Safety Week is a great thing, and we put extra emphasis on falls, but I just want to put it out there to everybody to remember it doesn't stop there. We need to talk about safety daily. We should be talking about safety throughout all of our conversations. Let's be realistic. We're in business to make money, and we're dealing with production. We're dealing with schedules. We're dealing with dollars, and we can build. We can make schedules, and we can make our man hours with safety included, and we'll actually be able to, I think, complete projects earlier when we have a neat, clean, organized, safe project. I think sometimes people are surprised and realize, wow, we got it done quicker than we anticipated. So, keep it alive, keep the conversations going.
No, that's amazing. The emphasis on learning and learning from what the industry is dealing with, what has happened in the past. recognizing a good path forward. Of course, leading by example, because yes, our partners are our trade partners for a reason, right? I mean, they are specialty trades. They bring a special, skill set to the site, but they are our industry. They are our brethren, and we have to make sure that we lead by example in both the way we do business, how we want them to do business. There's a great saying, a rising tide raises all ships, right?
Yes.
And we need to be that tide of safety. We need to raise the bar on the quality of safety because, like you said, a safe job site is an efficient job site. If it's safe, you're not worried about stopping to circumvent another hazard or, have to take care of somebody, God forbid. So, better if we just keep it safe, neat and tidy, of course, a big part of it, and everybody goes home happy and healthy.
Absolutely. Very, very well said. A clean, safe job site also builds camaraderie. Really the truth is nobody wants to work for a company that isn't safe. People don't want to go to work on job sites that aren't clean. People take pride in what they do, and they feel really good when they work for a company that supports that.
Yeah.
And that's what we are here at Roblin.
That's
what
right.
we support. That's our goal.
That's team pride. It absolutely is. Your pride in your job site and how it looks and functions is your brand, and that is our Roblin brand.
Well, I think we definitely recognize here that what makes Roblin and what makes our company is the people.
Mm-hmm.
And numbers are not what's important to us. What's important is that our people go home at night, if not in better shape than they showed up,
Sure.
in the morning, if you will.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good thing you mentioned, in better shape. But a third or more of your life is spent at work, and why not have it be an enriching experience so that you go home and you feel like you can educate and share, not want to block it out.
Absolutely. And that's the environment that we have here, and we're dedicated to constantly improving that through these leadership classes and trainings that we're doing and and other aspects as well.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, sharing the message and getting everybody on the same mindset is really important. And I'm a huge believer in mindset, setting the example for people to be able to develop a skill set and match that with their tools and their tool set that they have available to them. That's like a personal drive of mine. I have to get mindset to be equal across the board. And so I know that there's been a little bit of talk about a Roblin library, and I'm very excited about that. I think being able to share, again, this unified message is huge. And so tell me about your involvement with this.
Well, actually, I can't take the credit for that. Andrew McLean, who is a colleague of ours here, his office is next door to my office, and he actually was redesigning his office and put a couple bookshelves out in the hallway, and he said, I'm creating a Roblin library. And I said, well, that's a great idea. So I brought some books and put them on the shelf, and Andrew did. And the next thing I know, HR was bringing some books in. And so,
There you go.
Anyone can come grab a book, borrow a book, donate a book. And there was a book that I noticed on the shelf. It's titled Tuesday Morning Coaching. And it's written by... the author is actually David Cottrell, and I'm just diving into that book, but I noticed that someone within our Roblin team had placed several copies of this book on the shelf, and so my plan is to dive into the book and then share it with my direct team. Nice. And talk about the content and how we can include it into our day-to-day activities to make our team stronger.
That's really great. And so before we wrap up, Lisa, something that we like to do on the Builder Seat is ask what's on your heart. It's kind of like what's on your mind, but what's really something that you've been thinking about? It could be family, it could be personal, professional. We'd love to hear about it.
I constantly work on trying to improve myself and what I can do better. And just some tips for people out there. We all have a lot going on in life with work and at home and personal. And I just think it's really important for all of us really just to sit back and take a moment for ourselves. Finding somewhere that you like to be, whether it's in your backyard, whether it's in the sun, whether it's on your bicycle, the paddleboard. Just have a time for yourself to where you can just kind of clear your head and have some quiet time. And you'll find that by doing that, you actually become more productive, and you think about ways that you can improve personally and throughout your career and at work as well.
Wow.
That would be my recommendation, for everybody out there, just to take a moment and quiet your head.
That's amazing, Lisa. I know I say I a lot, and I'm always trying to back off of that. I am learning a lot from you. I think everybody's learning a lot. Well, I have to say, I needed to hear that. I don't personally take enough time myself to, recenter, refocus, clear the calendar for a second,
Yes.
for yourself. And I think I finally, I'll personally say I found a moment and just sat down and listened to music the other day. And, I found that to just be huge, just relaxing again, because now, again, in this hybrid environment, some people they've lost their commute, and maybe the commute was their think time, or they've gained a commute and that took away their think time. We don't know where we're at. Everybody's got that going on. Even though the last year, 2 years, 3 years have brought this weird tumultuous shift in everything, consistency in centering yourself, I think that's very important. It's always a good reminder. Yeah.
It really is. And, just I'm kind of switching gears on you a little bit here, but getting back to culture and working with people, I really think it's important to build those relationships. And so we live in this electronic world now, and, we're on our phones and we're texting and we're staring at our computers, but taking the time to get to know someone, what their interests are, how you can help them at work, getting involved with their particular project or a task that they have coming up really helps to build, create, and nourish that culture. So I would just like to let everybody know, take the time to actually look at someone in the face and have a conversation and actually listen to them. And when you're having that conversation, don't stare at your phone and text and those things. Actually stop, look at the person and hear what they're saying so that you can be of an assistance and build that relationship. And you'll watch your culture within your organization grow. And you'll find that by doing that, people get more comfortable with you and they'll start reaching out and they'll ask questions, whether it's, face-to-face on the phone. But you have to take the time to build the relationships.
That is exceptional advice. Yeah, it absolutely is. And I don't know, I think many people probably heard, you have 2 ears for a reason, right? You should listen up, seek to understand, and of course, genuinely show interest. I've learned a lot from you today, and I think we're going to be continuing offline here. I've got so much to talk to you about. I think that's going to already spur all these groups in the company that want to learn more, share interests and passions together, and we can through this medium. So this is great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Lisa, for being on the builder seat. We are looking forward to doing more and more of this throughout the year. We'll see you back after you finish that book.
Yes, you will.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Today's episode is produced and edited by Roblin's digital media specialist, Aaron Zaragoza. Hosted by Director of Strategic Operations, Hitesh Dewan. Original music by Superintendent of Concrete, Rich Collenberg. With music production by J.K. Northrup. A huge thank you to Lisa Orgera for being on today's show. Thank you for listening to The Builder Seat.